Myself and Eric Medhus will be channeling and relaying guidance for each of us and answering your questions as well. And we're going to start off with talking about some experiences that I have had where ghosts have been around and the differences between when ghosts are around versus when spirit is around. Okay, there's a big difference, big difference. This time of year is Halloween, and I know that the way that we celebrate here might be different than other parts of the world. I know in Ireland they use turnips to carve, but here we use pumpkins. This guy is huge. Look how big he is. I carved this last night. Look at, he's a big boy. Here we carve our pumpkins and then we roast the seeds and then we eat them. The seeds, not the pumpkin. And we'll salt them and they're so yummy and tasty. If you want trick-or-treaters at your door, what do? You have to leave your lit pumpkin out on your step. And then they will come and knock on your door and say, trick or treat, and you better have candy ready or else. Nobody wants raisins. Am I right? Do you guys remember in the day when you got raisins? Oh, what a joke. Come on. We want candy, not raisins. Okay, so we're going to be talking about several different things. I'm going to talk about some of the experiences that I've had where I've had ghosts around even when I didn't even know I had ghosts around. Now, I remember having a friend of a friend who is having a hard time. Both her mother and herself had received Lyme disease. So that's when a tick will bite you and then you have the bacteria in your system and it becomes an issue. So the other issue was there was an energy that kept coming with them every time they moved. And it was quite a large energy. And they hired someone to come and heal and cleanse the home. So we're looking at a person coming to visit, checking out the home. Yep, you have something here. I'll be back on Monday. So when in between the time that this woman came and then the time that the woman was to come back, Jesus asked me to help this daughter and her mother. So I had my friend get them on video chat. So there was the four of us. So I'm there talking with them. I'm relaying what Jesus is relaying. And Jesus is even letting the mother know, you won't need this healer to come back because I'm going to take care of things today. And I'm like, okay, he means business. He means business. And I remember Jesus, I could see Jesus go to this home and I could see him trying to be polite and have a chat with this energy, okay? The energy didn't want to have anything to do with Jesus, didn't want to listen to Jesus, didn't want to deal with Jesus, okay? It was like, pretty much gave him the old stiffy. This was an energy that was not a soul. This was an energy that was running amok and clinging in this home. So basically put, Jesus started to enforce that this energy leave. And when Jesus was doing this, I was also anchored to Jesus energetically. And I remember just kind of holding on to the table and doing deep Lamaze. And then finally I said, Jesus, I can't take this anymore. Like, I can't take it. Like, whatever you're doing here, I'm not strong enough to come along with you. So I saw Jesus look back at me and shut this brown door. And that shut me away from what he was doing with this energy. And then I felt a great sense of relief. And so Jesus worked with this energy for a few minutes and then it was gone. And then came back and had a word with the mom and the daughter and basically said, you can have the healer come, but the energy is gone now and won't be coming back. So sure enough, come Monday, the healer came because I think the mom wanted to be sure. And I can't blame her, really. You really want to make sure, right? So the energy healer came to do the clearing, and then there was nothing there. And that's what I received at that point from the mom. The healer realized, oh, there's nothing here in the home, and it was cleared. Thankfully, Jesus came and took care of things. When you're going to enter a room, or maybe you're going to enter a house, have you ever had the sensation that energy doesn't want you to enter that room, or it doesn't want you to enter that house? And when you have that sensation, what does it feel like? Let me know in the comments. I remember going in exploring a local castle. The gentleman built his empire by coming here from Scotland by boat. Then he came to the top of this island and traveled down through the forest with the bears, the cougars, and the wolves. And I don't mean the kind of cougars in their 50s, okay? I'm talking about real cougars. Like there's a ton of them on where I live, okay? So they have this rickety road, and they're on horse and buggy, and they come down through the island, and he finds that there's a ton of coal in the city just north from here. And I've heard through the, when you go to do this tour through the castle, that he didn't treat his employees very well. Okay, you can imagine back then in 17, 1800s. So he has a lot of money, and he builds this castle, and it has this like rusty red roof and colored roof, and they've restored this castle. So we go through the castle, and all these energies come out of the woodworks because myself, Ashley Cunningham, and my neighbor Alyssa, we're all quite open. So the energies know this, and they come for a meet and greet as we're going through this castle. So we go through this castle, and I can tell that there's energies attached to the old dresses on display on mannequins. And I'm like, hello. And so we have this layered effect. We have the energies that used to reside there with the parents, the husband that owns the coal mine, and there's 7 children, okay? Then when they left, because the husband had passed away before the house had been built, the mother stayed with her children, and she was the richest woman at that time because her husband gave her all of his inheritance, including this castle, including all the land with this beautiful creek running through it, which isn't there anymore because the land got purchased and built upon, and that got filled in. But at that time, she was the richest woman at $10 million. That's what he gave her. So I don't know what happened with that coal mine, but that's how they heated their houses here, right? They burnt coal, and you get the coal shoveled into your basement, you go down, get your coal, put it in the little fireplace. So they didn't burn wood, they burned coal. So when we go through this castle, the castle was turned into a college for a time. So students came and stayed there. It was also used for housing World War II vets for a time. So I saw some of the students that used to reside there, and there was 1 bedroom. And so we're going in each room. Oh my goodness, wow, are you guys getting this? Wow, yeah. And then I'm like, whoa, I am not supposed to go in this bedroom. Someone in here does not want me in. I barely even just got my head around the corner to look, and I was like, ooh. And this energy was hunkered down, didn't want to be bothered, angry. And I don't know, I didn't delve in, but I said, do you guys feel that? You guys come over here, look in this room and tell me what you feel. And they got the same thing I did. Boy, I'll tell you, that exit, I was like, where's the exit? Where's the exit? By the end of that castle trip, that's what you get when you're a medium. That's what you get when you begin to open more and more to energies. You go visiting for a little tour and you get the visit. Another time I was going into a boathouse. It was a house, it was abandoned, and at the bottom was where the boat was built. So the boathouse, so you could go underneath, and that's where they would park the boat on this lake. And it was so remote. The only way you could get there was by kayak. And I was with my mom, her boyfriend, and my boyfriend, and we were rowing along. And first time I experienced this, I was not channeling spirit at this time. So I walk towards the entranceway and I look in, and somebody had paper mache'd the inside of this room where the boat was to be housed, which wasn't there because it was old, with newspaper. So it was like wet newspaper put all over the walls, and I got this really strong feeling. All my chakras closed, and it was a very extreme warning from my angels to step back out of the room. And I said to everybody, I don't think we're supposed to go in there. I think we need to leave. And I did. I just stepped back. They all peered in there. I was like, okay, but I wouldn't go in there. So whenever you feel that tightness, like a heaviness, and it's like a real strong warning sensation from your angels, pay attention to that and listen. It's not that I need to be scared, okay? In fact, there's rare moments where I have been scared, to be honest. Even when I had a disembodied voice moaning at me about 3 feet away from my head, in the basement of a house, which was an old house built in the 1920s. And I was in the ground floor getting cleaning supplies, because that's what I did for a living back in the day. I cleaned homes. So when you get that sensation, okay, notice it, but I'm not going to feed it. I'm not going to feed fear out, because that's what they love. They're going to feed off that. Number one, you'll draw other energies to you that are lower in frequency. So be really watchful about, paranormal programs, really low vibrational type material, okay, reading or otherwise, and just be aware. There's no way I can put on a paranormal program right now. In fact, I tried to the other day, and I made it about 30 seconds, and I could feel this portal open up, and the energy that was running amok in the television program was coming to visit. And so I went, oh, don't like that, don't like it. And I turned it off, and it and left. So whatever you're focusing on, it's going to focus on you. Okay? So, and then I could hear Jesus in the background laughing. And he says, oh, that was a fast turnaround. Meaning, oh, don't like this. Turn it off. I'm out of here. Yep. So depending on how open you are and how sensitive you are, but also like, I don't care to have that kind of energy around me. And I know it plays a role. I know it plays a part. It's playing a part in the awakening process on Earth. People are looking at it and asking questions and becoming more curious. But I'm already there. All right. Okay, so whenever you're going to step in a room or a home and you get a heavy, tight sensation and a tightness in your tum-tum, maybe some nausea, pay attention and make note. Possibly back out and then follow your angel's lead. All right. Now, how do ghosts get your attention? Now, ghosts might get your attention because they need help, or they might get your attention because they just feel like pestering you. Okay. Or they might get your attention to help another energy. Okay, or they might get your attention because they're attempting or trying to help you. Maybe they know something and they're trying to help you, but they're earthbound. There are helpful ghosts. They're not all, okay? So how is it that a ghost might try to get your attention? Let me know in the comments. A lot of people find those kinds of programs exciting, and I used to be one of those people. But the more you open, the more the veil thins, which it is, the better it is to stay clear of those types of programs. How is it that a ghost gets your attention? How does Eric Medhouse get your attention? Although the interesting thing about Eric is he has fully transitioned and crossed over, but he comes back to Earth and he pesters us and he runs amok. Why? Why does Eric do that? Some people have experienced Eric will drop pellets from a pellet gun, okay, the little bullets, and he'll drop them from the ceiling and then it'll hit the floor right in front of you. Other times he'll leave like a really nasty, gassy stink, like he farted right next to you. One time he flicked a yogurt container off the top of my microwave. I could hear his finger flick it. Other times he'll be waiting for you while you're in the bathroom, and he'll be chatting you up while you're on the toilet. So why does Eric come back and do that? They might come in your dreams. They might come visit you while you're sleeping. You might notice it gets really cold. You might notice a touch. You might notice somebody standing in the corner staring at you. An eerie kind of feeling. Okay, maybe somebody's there and it feels out of place. So why would Eric come back and do all of this to us on Earth? Oh yeah, hearing someone call your name, absolutely. Yeah, having shivers and it feels cold. Oh. Eric isn't just coming here and doing all of this for no reason. He's not just hanging out with us because he feels like it. He comes and gets our attention like this to help with the awakening process. So although Eric has fully transitioned, sometimes he's acting like a ghost, isn't he? He's running amok, isn't he? So he's doing that to get your attention. He's doing that to let you know that he's there. Then you start noticing, then you start watching the videos, and then you start like, oh my God, Eric's trying to contact me. Maybe he's here trying to help me. So it's Eric's way of helping us and sharing with us that he's here, playing pranks, because he likes to do that, and it's his way of having fun. So if you don't notice them at first, what do? They expand a little bit more. Oh, let's expand our energy a little bit more. Or they come closer. So now they're like right in your face. Well, I mean, how can you not notice this? Right? Eric, what are some of the other reasons as to why you are here pestering people on Earth at times? He likes to joke around. He likes to have fun. It's enjoyable to him. He likes to make people laugh. He likes the shock value. He likes to shock people. He's showing me a popular TV show where they play pranks all the time. He likes that. It's his replica of that, but the PG rated version, as Kristin says. So it's not as intense as you would see in those types of programs, but it's his way of helping awaken people. He's doing this. Wake up. Wake up. There's something here. There's a lot here. Pay attention. Start thinking and looking outside of your peripheral. So a lot of people operate in the world like this. Oh, I'm all alone. And they only see what they see. So it's about knocking their blinders down so that they're aware that there's something more. And sometimes it's an easier transition to notice Eric or believe in Eric than it would be in angels. That might be too fluffy for them. Okay? Or, believing that there's life after death. Whatever. So a lot of the people that don't believe in these kinds of things, he targets those people on purposely, especially if he gets them. Anyone that is channeling him online then it's his opportunity to get through to them. So he says, you can look at me as your personal substitute guardian angel. So he's purposely trying to pester people to get their attention to wake up. He's even saying, wake the fuck up. That's what he just said. But he's laughing. Okay? So if you ain't gonna see it from the... With some people, it's like, if you ain't gonna see it from the first 100 times of different things happening out there, then I'm the one to bulldoze down your walls to get your attention. Okay. And even if you don't believe in a lot of things, at least you'll believe in me, that I'm here. Cool. Isn't he so funny? With me, spirit will get my attention with rainbows, butterflies. Wow, one year it was ladybugs. I couldn't believe how many ladybugs. It was crazy. Birds, huge flocks of birds. Seagulls, crows. It's unbelievable. Like, we're talking about like 50 to 100. Now, how do you know the difference between, oh, it's just a flock of birds, or spirit sent me these birds? So what's the difference? How do you know when it's spirit versus it's just a flock of birds, or whatever message may come through? You feel like you have to look at it. It seems really highlighted. You can't look away. The energy is just bombarding your face and your body. You feel warm, maybe you feel tingles, but it's a very strong sensation. It's the same sensation when you get guided to look at the clock and it says 11:11 or 1:11. How do the angels, or how does spirit get your attention to look at the clock repeatedly? It's the same with a flock of birds. It's the same with a rainbow. It's the same with ladybugs. It's the same with butterflies. Oh, I love that. I've usually, you don't hear people say that, Henson. I call them in, which is so cool. Oh yes, Renata, there's another huge one. Your dad will bring in his cologne. I mean, who else wears that cologne? Why is it coming out of nowhere? It's wild how they can do that. Numbers, number sequences, crows need to. Yep. Or the lyrics in a song. So sometimes they'll come through and just repeat lyrics over and over. And usually, a lot of the times, it's our loved ones who have fully transitioned, and it's their way of getting to you. It's their way of getting your attention. So there's a completely different way that ghosts get your attention versus spirit. It's totally different. They're on a totally different playing field, aren't they? It's completely unique and different. The channeled message from the angels in regards to the clearing and cleansing of your home at any time is, each of us angels are aware of the energies with whom reside within your home, okay? Within your home and also around your home. They're aware of everything. Please note, should you or a loved one no longer wish to have any energy in your home or surrounding your home, simply ask. That's it. That's all we have to do. I think some people are like, I must sage, I have to wear crystals on my head, I must wear a special outfit and do a dance and clap my hands and shake a rattle. No. Okay? You just have to ask them in your mind or out loud. It doesn't have to be complicated. Us humans like to make things more complicated than they need to be. We may need to bring in Archangel Michael or Jesus to remove these energies, and you can do that anytime you wish. So if it's a larger energy and maybe the angels need some backup, they're going to bring in some big energies to take care of it. I remember there was a time when my Nana, she crossed the road and she fell. She hit the ground and she had a hard time getting up. And two men came to help her and called my Aunt Gwen, her daughter, to come and help. She came immediately. So they're out on the street. The two men leave. There's another man that comes, and he's got white hair, and he's asking if everything's okay. I think he was hanging out with my Nana for a time, if I remember this correctly. So when my Aunt Gwen gets there, this elderly gentleman is there with white hair. And so my Aunt Gwen is focused on my Nana and asking, "Are you okay?" and everything. And then she goes to thank this man within seconds, turns, and the man disappeared into thin air, like gone. Like she didn't see him walk away. She didn't hear him walk away. And she's like, "That was definitely a visitation, Kristin." When I check in, I say, "Well, was it a soul? Was it, what was it? What was it?" But what I get is an angel there taking human form and then leaving without leaving a trace. Okay, so that's another way that energy can come in. And all of these relatives in my family have helped me move along in this direction. And how do I communicate with the spirit? I love to communicate with the angels, the guardian angels, the archangels. Okay, so each of us has our own unique way of communicating with the other side.